dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A southern Kentucky man accused of driving drunk and murder told police and first responders of heavy alcohol use before the crash that killed a man. That was the testimony in a Laurel County courtroom today. Wesley Allen is accused of murder in the death of Fred Johnson. WYMT's Phil Pendleton covered the hearing and has more on what took place.
Fred Johnson's family lined up in the front of the courtroom to see Wesley Allen, who is charged with murder in Fred Johnson's death from a crash last Tuesday night.
Honestly, it took everything I had in me to stay in my seat, but I knew that it would have just made things worse.
Swanson and others heard a deputy talk of how Wesley Allen admitted several times to drinking beer before the head-on crash.
Under Miranda warning and consenting to give a statement, Wesley Allen said that he had been working on the farm all day with animals, and while working he had consumed beer throughout the day.
Mink said Allen then told them of going to a local restaurant and drinking some more while watching an entire athletic event.
He made the conscious decision to drink, and then he made the conscious decision to get behind the wheel of the vehicle. So in retrospect, he made the conscious decision to take our family member away from us.
There was also testimony today that they could find no skid marks at the crash scene. The weather at the time had been clear and dry. They also stated that Wesley Allen had admitted to using a cell phone before the crash happened. The deputy said Allen said he looked up and saw headlights, and that's all he remembers about the crash.
It's been an emotional roller coaster, It's been up and down. It's been crying, it's numbness. Today is more anger than anything, actually seeing the guy in person.
The judge found probable cause, and a grand jury will consider an indictment against Allen. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Allen will be in court again on January 19th when indictments will be unveiled. One man is dead and another arrested following a shooting in Wayne County, West Virginia. Dispatchers say it happened early this morning along Blue Moon Hollow Road in the Dunlow community. Police say investigators found Jason Perry dead of an apparent gunshot wound. Chester Mollett was arrested and charged with murder. He was also charged with being a felon in possession of a firearm. Troopers say more arrests are possible. One person is dead after a McCreary County crash. It happened yesterday evening. Earl Crabtree of Pine Knot was traveling on Beulah Height Road when he lost control of his vehicle and went off the right side of the road, hitting a tree. Officials say he had been trapped in his vehicle and was freed by members of the Whitley City Fire Department. Crabtree died while he was being taken to a hospital in Lexington. In Johnson County, a man faces multiple charges after being accused of shooting his own son. Deputies with the sheriff's office were called out to a home along State Highway 1559 in the Sitka community last Friday. Deputies found 61-year-old Timothy Rivers sitting in a chair smoking a marijuana pipe with a gun. Rivers later told investigators he warned his son to be quiet or that he would hurt him. Rivers was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. 2 people were taken to the hospital after a crash in Wayne County, Kentucky. It happened yesterday at the second stoplight on the Kentucky 90 bypass in Monticello. When police arrived, they found a truck traveling west on the road, entered the left lane to turn onto Barnes Drive when another vehicle hit the truck. The truck driver, Ella Thompson, and the driver of the car, Sandra Dolan, both of Monticello, were taken to the Wayne County Hospital. No word on their conditions. 2 people were arrested after a shoplifting incident in Whitley County. Williamsburg PD were dispatched to the Williamsburg Walmart on November 22nd. After an investigation, officials determined Jamison Lowe and Lori Lowe, both of Canadatown, were involved. The pair were accused of stealing more than $1,400 worth of merchandise. Both Jamison and Lori Lowe were taken to the Whitley County Detention Center, but Lori has since been released. We are learning more about a U.S. military aircraft that crashed off the coast of Japan. At least one of the 8 U.S. Air Force service members who died during that devastating crash has ties to Kentucky. U.S. Air Force Senior Airman Brian Cody Johnson attended Morehead State University. Kelsey Soto had a chance to talk to some of those who knew him and say he was the greatest listener.
Katie Marshall says every time she saw Cody Johnson, he made sure to give her a hug. Morehead State University says Johnson was a student there from 2009 until 2012. He was a member of the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity, but to friends, he was Kojo. Now here's some photos shared with us by a few of his fellow classmates. They tell me he was goofy and fun and could make anyone laugh, even on their worst days. One of his fraternity brothers said when he later found out Johnson was an airman, he couldn't have been more proud. Last Wednesday, he was one of 8 service members who died in an Osprey crash off the coast of Japan. Back in 2022, another Kentucky man was killed in an Osprey crash. His aircraft went down during a NATO training exercise in Norway. U.S. Marine Corporal Jacob Moore was from Catlettsburg. This aircraft does have a troubling track record. Records show since 2012 there have been at least 7 Osprey crashes that have left 27 people dead. A Marine Corps investigation last year found that an Osprey crash in California had suffered an unanticipated, unrecoverable, and catastrophic mechanical failure. But the Pentagon said there was no reason to ground the aircraft.
If these investigations lead to something that would cause us to adjust anything about how we believe the Osprey should be used, we would do that.
The Air Force says 6 of the 8 crew members' remains have been located. The search for the 2 missing crew members continues.
That was Kelsey Soto reporting. Japan has suspended all flights of its own fleet of 14 Ospreys. Japanese officials say they have asked the U.S. military to continue Osprey flights only after ensuring their safety. The Pentagon says no such formal request has been made and that the U.S. military is continuing to fly the Marine version of the Ospreys deployed on the southern Japanese island of Okinawa.
Well, if you have any plans on this Tuesday evening, you may need the rain gear because more spotty showers are possible. As you can see on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, some pockets of heavy rain in the Cumberland Valley, not too far away from McKee and Jackson County, also stretching into Owsley County as well. I would not be surprised to see maybe a few areas of very small hail in Owsley County because we have some very cold temperatures off the ground. Now, on the surface, we are above freezing, but off the ground, we are below freezing. So possibly a little bit of small hail in those heavier pockets of showers. Some light showers in the Big Sandy Valley for Floyd County, also into Pike County as well. And here is a live look from downtown Pikeville. That current temperature, like I said, is above freezing at 42 degrees. And that is the good news because we stay above freezing for most of us as we go through tonight. Temperatures right now in the middle 40s for most of the region, up to 45 in London, 45 also in Manchester, but already down to 36 over in Wise. We're going to keep a close eye on those cooler pockets as we go into tonight because we could see a few snowflakes as we go into tonight. But the good news, temperatures are above freezing. We fall into the middle and lower 30s and some upper 30s as well as you wake up on Wednesday. No, we stay chilly on your Wednesday morning commute, but some above average weather on the way by Thursday, Friday, and possibly some 60s by this weekend. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thanks. As we get closer to winter temperatures, paying to heat your home is difficult for many in our community. Community Action Agency officials are reminding Kentuckians once again that they are here to help if your house needs heat. They are providing the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, also known as LIHEAP. The program takes state funding and distributes it to different counties to help take pressure off those who cannot pay their heating bills by paying it for them.
And we provide help very quickly because we're talking about January, it's much cooler, and we just don't want anyone to be faced with what are we going to do.
If a person meets LIHEAP eligibility, officials either contact their energy source or provide a voucher to cover their heating bills. The WYMT Food City Mountain Classic is highlighting moves made on the court. Today, a light was also shined on the minds inside the classroom. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from the Mountain Classic Committee's Scholarship Awards ceremony in Prestonsburg.
This is, of course, the WYMT Food City Mountain Classic Scholarship Awards reception.
An annual investment in academics.
I've seen so many kids, not only from our school, but other schools in this area, take this scholarship and see where they are 10 years from now. And that's why I think it's such a, like I said, a stepping stone to future success.
The WYMT Mountain Classic Committee Scholarship Awards ceremony awarded more than 120 scholarships to senior students in the area.
126 scholarships this year is the second largest number.
Each one supported by donors who want to help students along their college journeys.
It's also a confidence boost. It gives you the realization that you're able to do it and other people believe in you, because you don't know these people that are awarding you the scholarship, and they read your essays or your application and they're like, this girl deserves it and she can actually do something with it.
Students enjoyed food and fellowship Tuesday before taking the stage to accept their respective awards.
Lucas Anderson.
Many saying every dollar makes all the difference.
To me, it is more of an opportunity to go to college. You know, more coverage over the finance aspect, because college is expensive.
Leaving the Mountain Arts Center with a little financial help and a feeling of hope.
As a first-gen college student from Eastern Kentucky who doesn't really have the ability to pay for college out of pocket, this is really important to me, and it's really nice to see organizations in the field that I want to go into helping kids like me.
Celebrating what it means to be a mountain mind. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Always an honor to take part in that event and see so many bright young minds recognized across the region. Those involved say this event would not be able to do what it has done for decades without the support of its sponsors, its committee, and the impressive students, of course, past and present.
Well, we are tracking some spotty showers into this evening, but some snowflakes are possible as we go into tonight, tracking that busy forecast after this break. Plus,
2 Appalachian colleges announced they've received a grant to help with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics pathways.